So basic treatment, first stroke is called discovery or assessment stroke. So all we do, a couple of key things here to realize, and I'll just do this to the side so we can see it. All we do is, if I had it this way, this sharp beak end right here would actually be going in towards the center of her body. And you can't see her because she's off frame, but her eyes are like really wide right now. What you actually want to do is have this the opposite way. And just so you can avoid incidental contact, what I'm even going to do with my hands don't go down the midline right here. My hand grip is actually going to be like this, and I can use the edge of the instrument to work its way down the side. So to start, we're going to be just discovering what's going on over top of the hamstrings, and yeah, it is crunchy, and you can feel it as we roll through here. And everybody, the first time they do this, are often a little bit surprised, but as we roll through, we can just assess and see what's going on. And you're looking for areas of sensitivity within your patient or client, and you're looking for areas where you feel a little bit more tissue resistance. Okay, and like for you, it's a little bit over the medial hamstring, semitendinosus, membranosus type area right there. Not too bad. Okay, a lot of people describe this as grating carrots, okay, when they're rolling down like this, but pretty good overall. Yeah, not too bad. Okay, so if this was a Graston seminar or something like that, the expectation would be that you would take this instrument, put it down, and then grab a different shape. Realistically, and this is our big innovation, what do you have to do to find a different edge? Flip it over, okay? That's all I'm going to do, and I go from a concave edge to a convex edge. So from here, we can start to sink in and work our way down a little bit more, and let me know if it's too much, okay? I feel like you're doing good, but yeah. Okay, but we can work our way all the way down, all the way to the ischial tuberosity if you want. And when I get down there, it's not my hand that's touching there, it's my edge of the instrument right there. So I don't have to worry about any misconstrued ideas or incidental contact or anything like that. It's another point of separation. Okay, so this will be basic strokes right here. You can work your way up. People always ask what a treatment time should look like. Treatment time should be approximately 3 to 5 minutes in any given area. And I should talk about this for a second as well. I just feel so casual. Like I should always just have a leg up on my shoulder while I'm talking, okay? Yeah, a good accessory to have. What I was going to say is people talk about treatment times. I have no research that I've read, even though I've written over 20 books. There is no research that I am aware of that says a 30-minute visit is more effective than a 90-minute visit is more effective than a 60-minute visit. We even have one of our therapists who rarely does it. She does the super duper, a 3-hour visit with a patient. What you'll find when you're using instruments, when you're running these across the tissues and working deeper into the tissues, is that you will be more effective and your treatment times might actually reduce. And your income is directly related to the number of patients that you see and how long you last in practice. That's what these instruments do for you. They help you see more people and last longer in practice. Is it the be-all end-all? No, of course not. You should be following evidence-based best practices. You should be doing all good assessments, good histories, following up with home care activities and all that good stuff. But these have been, for literally thousands of people, game changers in their practice. Not only the way that the shape of the instruments and the way that we use them, but the techniques that use them in the application. Now, on a basic level, this is about as much as I would do to start with for the hamstrings. You could theoretically reassess here if you wanted to, but I want to change this up a little bit for you, and I want to show you a little bit more advanced technique. So on a simple level, all you're doing is just mild stretch and lengthening in the tissue. You can still see it's relatively loose, but it's not as loose as it would have been if she was laying face down. So I can work and stroke my way through here like this. I could also, from this position, work into the iliotibial band if I wanted to, over the side, and you can take that all the way up, even into TFL and the glutes. Depends on your size to the patient size. I'm always very cognizant of how tall I am versus the patient versus other people that I'm teaching. I teach a lot of classes to shorter, smaller people to give them good biomechanical advantage. And if you wanted one of the best things you can do for good biomechanical advantage, and I can't believe I've gone, oh my gosh, 20 minutes without talking about it, you should enroll in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, okay? I've been beaten by people who are all of 120 pounds, tearing me apart, and I've beaten people who were like double my size. The last big guy I beat was 270 solid muscle. And it teaches you good biomechanics and how to control and move people around a little better. That has direct application to your treatments. Not to mention it's good for your own safety and everything else. Should ever the caca hit the fan? Is that okay to say, caca? I don't even know. Okay? I think, okay, that's all right. All right. Our HR team said it was okay, so we're going to say that. All right, so if we make this technique a little bit more advanced for the hamstrings, what we can do is, I'm going to switch sides here just so it's easier to see. So we'll bring this leg down. this leg up, what you can do is be in a more aggressive stance yourself. So I'm in a standing position, and you can start to anchor in and then pin and stretch as you move through. So I can anchor at the bottom and then lengthen out and through. Anchor at the bottom, lengthen out and through. And if you can use your body like this, it's not a bad way to get in there. Now, because she's quite flexible, I've done this with other people too, where you work from the opposite edge. The disadvantage of this, the advantage here is I can see her face and I can tell, I can tell if she's in pain or not. The disadvantage is I can't quite get as good as leverage on her like this. So for people who are more flexible, often what I'll do is I'll bring them up like this, and then you can, and if it's too much, at least let me know, because you're bent back right now. Same hand positions right here where my fingers, everything are going to the outside, but we can set up in this position and work our way right down. And how's that for pressure?
Good.
Are you sure? Because I'm working, it is firm. But look at the biomechanical advantage I have. Number one, big strong muscles from my erectors are holding her back like this. Number two, gravity is my friend, so I can push down in this position, and you can get right onto that ischial tuberosity for the attachment of semitendinosus, membranosus, and biceps femoris in an biomechanically advantageous position right here. And even beyond that, you can go ahead and anchor in and then lengthen the person out. Anchor in. Yeah, you do have that tube issue. She's beating me in sprints, but that's okay. We can work through, and we can work through and anchor and work through like that. This is access to tissue that you normally wouldn't get. Now, a couple of other things, though. You have to realize this is a pretty advanced position right here, and you want to check in with your person multiple times to make sure they're okay with it, right? So number one, I'm not fully in between her legs, but I am kind of in that border area right here. Most of your body's off to the side, so everything's fine, but give those verbal check-ins to make sure that they're